Go live. Coming on before the team, which is so not normal of me. So got another letter in from my friend Brian Kensworthy. Thanks, my brother. Damn right we can have a coffee, my brother. A brother from another mother coming down to Valleyfield to have a coffee. Thanks a lot, Brian Kensworthy. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I got rid of your cell phone. So did I, brother. I got rid of my damn phone too, for sure. I want to be sure this is from Brian Kenworthy. Yes. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, no, and he thought, he was worried about whether things got to me or not. They did, man. They got here. The letters got here, and I gratefully appreciate it. And of course, man, if you're in the area, we could always have a coffee. Have a coffee. I don't usually do so. Do not usually do so with anybody. Haven't had any friends for 6 years. Protecting myself. Oh, no, everyone's here now. First, yay, Beth. How's it going, Beth? I hope you and family are doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Dabs Anonymous. Dabs Anonymous. Thank you very much, brother. Second, Woodwood. Darla, thanks for being here. Greetings from China. China in the house. Thank you very much for being here. Welcome. So much going on. Oh my gosh. China, Russia, even Canada now. But you know what the beautiful part is that the people are the good part of all of this. And that's the sad part, is that what's going on here in China and all around the world, it's always and only the civilians and people that are affected by it all. So I always appreciate it when I see someone from another complete other language and country come to the channel. Welcome, and thank you so much for doing so. Kiss my R's, I love it. How's it going? Hello to you. Thanks for being here, you guys. I was looking what was going on in the space news at the same time. A lot of silly things going on, actually. You know, there's even a price rise with Elon Musk satellites and launches. I could only imagine the broadband. So that means people will be starting to pay more for their cable at one point. Nordic 93, thanks for being here. Driver Mark in the house. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, Dabs, you were here before Darla. Well, I came on before all of you. I was early today. I try to be. When my eye permits it. If it would be me, I'd be streaming all day long. Alain, how's it going? Salut. Merci, Alain. Merci d'être ici, mon frère. How's it going, Elias? Nice to see you guys. Hey, from Mont Saint-Michel, Nordique 93. Bienvenue. Merci si tu parles français. And if not, thank you very much if you speak English. I know a lot of you from there must speak French too. Mont Saint-Michel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate that. Thanks again, Beth. Nick's in the house. Ask about the raised part in the center of the craters. Yes, on the moon Friday. What do you think they are? That was a very good one. I answered you the comment probably at the last minute. I don't know whether it was this morning or yesterday. But yeah, listen, there's a lot of speculation about what it is. What we have as information is they say it's ejecta from where the object crashed, the asteroid or meteor, when it supposedly crashed in the surface. So that's either calcium buildup or some type of mineral maybe in the center. But you see these large effing mountains in the middle of the craters, and we see the lines going to and from them. And the lines seem to be elevated like it's not ejecta at all. It's and very, very straight. They say it's ejecta in the center, that white flash. When there's atomic bomb testing here in Nevada at the Nevada site, for those of you who know about that place, they do testing there, and you see both explosions and implosions that they do, and you can see that white sort of mountain-like area in the center. I'm sure there's a lot of other equations for it, ideals of what it can be. Maybe NASA spoken about it, obviously, but from what they were saying was ejecta, totally natural stuff. It looks constructed. It looks absolutely constructed, especially in the crater that I showed in the Theophilus. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the 3 craters that we saw, and the Theophilus is one of the ones where it looks like there's 2 or 3 layers of something white going upwards. And again, it always looks like they're on fire, or that there's smoke coming from these centers and areas. So, like you and a couple of people also mentioned, could it be outgassing? Absolutely. Absolutely could be naturally just outgassing and an accumulation of all this sulfur, maybe, whatever, coming out and forming all these mountainous. I highly doubt that, but that they're forming the high mountains. I don't know. It would be hard to form mountains high enough for us maybe to see on Earth, but maybe not if it's been over a period of I don't know how many years, Base and base. Thank you very much. Howdy. That was definitely a good question, though, Nick. Hey, some other people have some ideas about what that could be. I'm still going to be investing some time and effort and looking up what I can find out on it and dish out on it. It's all thanks to you guys that I can, find a lot of these things. I'm not alone in finding out all these things. Thanks, Starla. Mais ça va, Léaus? Léaus dans la maison. J'ai mis mon pouce. Merci, man. Et je m'en vais travailler. Tu me pognes sur mon départ. Tu es en avance. Yes. J'aime ça être en avance. C'est un signe que je vais être en avance cette année. Ça va peut-être capter des choses plus. Peut-être pas. Hey, bonne journée à Job, man. Merci d'être ici. Hi, everyone. See you later. Love for all. Thanks a lot, Elias. Have a nice day at work, brother. Daryl, thanks, man. Thanks for the comments, too. You guys really appreciate it. The channel is quiet. I always wish there was so many more people coming by. The sky is changing. We're seeing more sky, a bit less of the clouds. That's good, and I hope that will last for the rest of the year. This summer, the sun's going to be crazy. And by the way, the sun today is also very bad, and I was lucky enough to catch it this morning. Yesterday, I was not. Didn't see it once in the sky. Imagine not even seeing the sun once for 30 seconds to be able to film it and make a video. I didn't. When it appeared, it was behind the clouds, of course. Thanks again, Nick. Thanks a lot, my friends from China. Thank you and welcome. George Ecke, how's it going? Hi, Bruce. How are you all from Sweden, Stockholm? Thank you very much. My friends from Sweden. I have a lot of people now that come here from Sweden. That's really, really cool. I appreciate that, you guys. Jacob A., big announcement from NASA. Isn't going to be anything informative. Probably not. And I'll be talking about that later too. Yeah, listen, big discovery, right, with Hubble that they're saying. And whatever it may be, supposedly it's going to change the way we think of the universe. And it's going to push James Webb Telescope in the right direction, which James Webb Telescope, I also have some information about James Webb. Just the basics, not to bore you. Only the interesting parts. Touch here, touch base on Starlinks, the satellites, where the Pentagon is and stuff. All these people are getting satellites up into the sky. But Elon Musk is now going to, has already risen the price for the launches, even the share launches, which you just know what the share launches are. People that have satellites go up with other satellites will pay 20% more. I don't know if you know it. Sending objects to space is very expensive. So if that price goes up 20%, I can only imagine what they're going to be charging. Thanks again, Sweden. We love you guys. Gate Smashers in the house. Thanks for being here, man. Good day to you too, brother. Andrew, how's it going, man? Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, you guys, for being here and for being members. We got from SoCal in the house, Human Channel. Thank you. Always the same good people that come back. Thanks so much, you guys. Maybe they're going to take credit for all your years of moon work. And I know they watch you. They must have seen me at one point if I found something. And it's not about whether, me being a pro or not, said if I found something that's really top secret on the moon, even if I didn't explain it right or know what it is, they could be very worried about it. I know some people from between the branches of NASA are definitely watching because they hooked up with me, even MUFON from many countries. I was lucky in a way, I guess, sort of lucky, but yeah, that would be that would be funny. Wouldn't be surprised actually, because it makes me laugh that imagine if it was actually something that NASA, out of everything that they've always seen, everything, that they didn't know that part, that they were coming out from the inside of the moon, which would have been very, very funny. Because I too at the beginning said, "Oh, look, there's little lights there." Then I said, "Oh, but the lights are taking off from the surface." Oh, now then it's the lights are disappearing there and they're appearing in other areas. So it could be. At one point, I even mentioned in theories, those of you following me since a while, this could all be data. The moon could be a machine, and that could be sensors, electrical sensors, giant electrical sensors, just transferring all the data and everything in this giant spaceship and stuff. I mean, hey, there's no theory that's ridiculous when you think of it, right? I get it. Like a lot of people say the moon could be a spaceship. I never lingered on that, but I would never not think it wasn't, because that would be just the perfect, perfect scenario. Everything's embedded in nature. We don't know what it is, Comet's just a comet for us when it could be a bomb for all we know. Hey, Christy, thank you so much. Hey, Christy Lindsay. Thanks, you guys. Caught up a bit on Patreon on comments for some of you that are there, but going to continue more this weekend too. I've been doing extra hard work to try to get more videos up, but to be honest with you, with the sky, it is not evident. Whether I have footage recent or not, there's always a video I can make, because there's always someone that's pushing me or encouraging me in the community, saying that was amazing, Bruce. I don't need 10,000 or 10 million people. Well, I'm more than 10,000 now, actually. We're on our way to 92,000, but the subs really go up and down. And people will laugh at me and say, well, this guy's complaining he's got 92,000 subs. I want you all to take note of the subs, how they go up. Will be many months before we go up into a couple more hundreds there. It takes a long time to get 300 subs. In general, I was able to maintain about 1,000 subs here a month, which I'm very lucky to have that. But a lot of you are being unsubbed, so there's a lot more than 1,000. Thanks again, Christy. Really appreciate that. William's in the house. William Carbonneau, thanks. Salut. It is going to be exciting, man. I got a lot to talk about. Je vais en parler un peu tantôt. Et aussi, samedi, demain, Avenue Québec Astronomie, si tu ne connais pas la chaîne, j'ai une chaîne en français. Et pour mes amis français, parce que vous êtes tellement, tellement incroyables, aussi, mes amis français viennent aussi à cette chaîne. Mais pour ceux qui ne comprennent pas, vous êtes capable de comprendre ce que je dis sur ma chaîne française. William, merci vraiment beaucoup. Thanks a lot, man. Obviously, you're bilingual. Lots of us are. Oui, un vrai Québécois du Nord. Ça, c'est cool. C'est amazing, my friend. Merci bien, gros. De plus en plus, je veux rejoindre du monde de Québec. Ça a pris beaucoup de temps, mon frère. Ça a pris des années avant que j'ai eu quelques heures dans le bas du fleuve, dans le bas du Québec et tout. Ça fait du bien parce que j'ai du monde en Angleterre que j'ai rejoint. J'ai du monde aux États-Unis, surtout, que j'ai rejoint. Mais le Québec, il manque à ça. Je ne sais pas si Trudeau, il essaie de m'empêcher de montrer mes affaires. Je pense pas. Bruce, il serait tellement choyé, ça serait juste toute cette expertise et tout ce monde-là travaillerait juste pour cacher qu'est-ce que je fais. Ça me surprendrait bien gros. Mais en ligne, il y a eu du monde qui ont vraiment essayé de me faire descendre ma chaîne, c'est sûr. J'ai changé de sujet pas mal, hein? Merci encore, Nordique. 93. Un vrai de vrai Québécois. The stats. Julie, how's it going? Thank you very much. You rock, Julie. Yes, Queen Darla is in the house. She probably won't like that, but we could tease her. No rules against teasing. Just watch she doesn't block us. Merci, Nordique. Thanks, man. Hey, thanks you guys for coming in. Hey, I'll imagine if Bruce's telescope was more powerful. Support Bruce's work. I love you for it. Julie, thank you so much. That is the My Event .com. We're raising money for a bigger telescope and better equipment. And of course, we are going into hydrogen alpha sun viewing. I want to do that as fast as possible. We have a little bit of time leading up to 2025. Do you guys realize every single probe, a sun probe, is going to be right now turned watching the sun and the events that are going to occur? For the first time, we're going to be documenting what happens after an ice age with the sun, because nobody's seen anything. Carbon dating and pulling sleeves of ice out of the surface of in Antarctica and trying to analyze the snow. I get it. Even just today, another discovery where they're finding out more about the snow and stuff, where they can actually detect, they say, in the snow layers when and at what year that big catastrophe would have occurred, event, probably far bigger than the Carrington event, but we don't know about that. 2 nurses saw a full body ghost in an, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, kept setting off the bed alarm and turning on the TV. They didn't get pictures. Oh my God. I can only say God. I'm not going to say oh my gosh for that, because I believe that happens. And think of it, Beth. Is there any area better than a hospital with all the pipes and water running through it and electrical circuits and devices in there? And we have many, many, many deaths and people go in there, they lose their lives there and stick around. I bet you there's still one sitting there wondering why his food isn't coming and he's trying to turn on the bloody television. For me, I believe in the other side. I've seen the proof of it. A lot of people haven't. I understand it's only a limited few that have that chance. Whether we can be considered lucky or not lucky, I don't know yet. But that is an interesting one. See, that's the freaky part. I don't think it's so scary in the evening at night. If you're in the middle of the afternoon, like at McDonald's or something like that, and you just see ghosts walking by, could be a problem. Could be a definite problem. Lots of news about black holes too. They just found 2 super massive black holes that will eventually collide with each other, eat each other. Oh, that sounded bad. I was gonna say eat each other out, but anyways. Whatever black holes are going to do, sounds so bad. Let's change subject. But seriously, what would another black hole do to another black in space? Let's just move right along here. Thank you, Darla. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, guys. I opened a pack of cough drops and it flew all over the floor. There was a little problem with that pack. If not, it would have been even earlier coming on. San C, how's it going? Awesome mods, a wonderful community. Thank you very much. It's wonderful because of you guys being here, and I really appreciate it. Meta Yarb, 2 Yarby, how's it going? Wooden guns, stick them up. Did you see that? You guys, thanks for bringing it up. In the community, I posted a video. I didn't know whose channel it was. It must be a popular channel because he has a lot of views, daily U.S. news or something like that. And at 1 minute 04 in the video, they show soldiers going by. It could be civilian soldiers, but they had wooden cutout guns. It was plywood planks cut out, no triggers. Like there was no trigger, just a square box, and I don't know, but they're winning. That's the most concerning part. Ukraine's winning with their wooden guns. So, it's intriguing, eh? We have an actor. I'm not saying things aren't like, I'm not blind. I saw the civilians. I'm against it. But the lying part, like what they're saying, what they're showing, aside from that, it's really not helping people to believe that civilians are being harmed, because you see those, and I know they are, but you see that it's all over YouTube. But in general, wooden guns, exceptional. You guys got to check it out in the community. At 1 minute 04, the video I posted, there's at least 6, maybe 4 or 5 people going by, and I'm pretty sure they have wooden cutout guns, but they're winning. So it just keeps making me laugh. Thank God, San CS, definitely. Thank God it is Friday. great news. I was able to get up early enough this morning. That's the secret, by the way, you guys. Peter Benton and all of you, if you're here, if you're watching, when you're filming the sun, and I know he knows it. Peter Benton's been getting the sun too, by the way, you guys. If you want to see it another angle, he's got a P1000. And yeah, the sun is going to be the biggest and hottest topic out there in the coming days. And I don't remember what I was going to say. Why did I bring up Peter Benton? Had something to do about what I saw. Yeah, anyways, Peter, the spots were pretty bad today, so you can be checking also when you get a chance. And there he is. 10-4. How's it going, brother? Yeah, and Peter's been getting it too, and he also gets the moon. And I want to encourage our channels. When people go amongst our channels, I think it's pretty cool. It takes a little time sometime, but accumulating time. And there's Bern. Howdy, Bruce, and all in chat. Thanks so much for being here, Bern. I appreciate it, brother. Bern, we got some sun here today. It feels good. It feels good. Some room I heard an old man go say, "Hi there," in my left ear. That is creepy as hell. That is creepy. My mother had that occur to her a couple times, actually. Me, who's very, very, I can't say spiritually inclined. I'm lucky. I get a lot of spiritual activity around me, but only a few times I've heard the voice, and I've heard them. I heard screaming, heard woman voices, but my mother's heard one. Heard the voices too, like literally right beside her, like, what are you doing here, or something like that. And that's something pretty creepy when it occurs to you. But it must happen to a lot of people when you think of it. Really, a lot of people. There's Nordic 93, my friend from Quebec. Merci d'être ici encore une fois. Thanks for being here, you guys. You'll have a lot of fun here. Nordic 93, tu vas aimer ça ici. Ici, puis aussi sur la chaîne française, n'oublie pas, OVNI Québec Astronomie. Ça, c'est ma chaîne. Ben, tous les samedis, demain, je vais faire en direct. Tu es le bienvenu là aussi. Also on the French channel. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter Benton. To put questions in the chat, it's easier to be seen if you put this way. Very true. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for caring and helping, Julie. This summer, si tu es intéressé, j'ai invité à un endroit où observer les ovnis. C'est au nord de Mont-Laurier. Ouais, il va falloir qu'on en parle, certains, brother, pour ça. Thanks, man. I love connecting with people. Honnêtement, là, ça, c'est sa meilleure place. Dans le bas du Québec, toutes les ovnis sont ici. Puis moi, je les vois ici, puis je suis même pas dans le bas du Québec. Puis selon moi, c'est vraiment de là qui sont provenants. Les ovnis, là, ici au Québec, là, c'est la place de tous les pays au monde où il y a plus d'activités extraterrestres depuis les 2 dernières années, surtout. Fait que on va checker ça, certains. Definitely check that out. Awesome friend inviting me down into his neck of the woods north of Mount Laurier. Beautiful areas, first of all. Juste l'endroit, Mont-Laurier, hiver comme été, incroyable. Beautiful areas. Thanks again, Nordic. On reparle de ça, mon frère, certain. Common 2002, greetings from Idaho. Thank you very much, Idaho. Appreciate that. Thanks you. Stephen A is in the house. Hey, bud. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Anthony B. Eric, how's it going, you guys? Nelson. Hello to you guys. How you doing, Bruce? Love your sun and moon stuff. Thank you so much, Stephen A. I appreciate it, man. Love you for it. Your moon vids have been great. Thanks. And we were long overdue to watch a moon video. It's been months. I'm not going to hide it. I've been yearning, craving to get some moon. And of course, we got some nice shots again yesterday. A lot of the lines, some of you were mentioning the blues, the dark blues on the surface. The colors are incredible. They're absolutely incredible on the moon. And those colors, guys, are changing areas. Do you notice that? Browns in one area are no longer there. I showed in the last video, look at Aristarchus. Look at the deep blue behind Aristarchus, all up in the mountains, all around it. I've never noticed blue there. I've noticed it where Marimbrium is, but not as much around there. Is it something running on the surface? Is it really green and it's not blue? Is it vegetation? I'm telling you, it's exciting because when they finally admit that one day, hopefully they'll admit that. Maybe one day they'll admit it. Thanks, Darla. Like I'm curious to see how it's going to change the channel, you know. Yeah, it was raining here 2-3 days in a row. There's more on the way. A lot of precipitation on the way. If you guys out there in another country want to look for the fun of it, take a look in Quebec, how they're saying that the winter is remaining for another couple of weeks. One side of Quebec is really, really snowed in. I bet you Nordique 93 probably has a lot of snow. Il doit avoir de la neige encore pas mal dans son coin. Ben, peut-être pas, but there's parts of Quebec et des parties de Québec qui vont avoir encore beaucoup de neige, qu'ils disent. Thanks again, Stephen A. Thanks so much, Christy. If you guys are here, you're definitely contributing to the channel in so many ways that you are, being members. Beth, everybody, thank you so much. Thanks, Beth. Mark, how's it going? Mark Johnson. Exhaust gases, the ray lines are not ejected from impacts. Even the astronauts described it as fluffy cotton or cake icing. They're vapors, gases, maybe even atmosphere. It's what I've been saying all along. I've been saying that without having any credible information that I believe it's out gassing many years ago. It has no choice that there's clouds on the moon. Vapors, clouds, mists, dusts. Thanks so much, Mark, for sharing that. For especially saying that the astronauts described it as fluffy cotton or cake icing. I had not even seen that, actually. So they have spoken about it. Very interesting. I'm telling you, whatever the hell it is, it's definitely over other parts, hiding structures. So that material, that bright reflective material, is what I believe what the structures are made of. In the last video, I show a short shot, just an image of the reflection on the surface from these two types of reflecting materials. A dark reflective material. Dark's usually not reflective, but that in a way is sparkly. It's like a bright, vivid dark. Lots of different textures and that we can see on the moon. Dell, thanks so much. Oklahoma. Appreciate that. Yes, rabbit trolls, especially the rabbit trolls everywhere. Bunnies all over the place. A lot of people got a lot of the trolls got their channels, had problems with them. Some of them were taken down, and I just hope that YouTube really breaks down on the guidelines to that. You know, it should be that if you really, really offensively troll someone on a channel, you shouldn't have the right to come back with another channel, because that's basically what they're doing, eh? As long as you guys and gals keep coming back, I'm hyped. When I started this work, those of you who just arrived, I do this work full time, and any chance I get, I am outside. I stay up long nights. That's why my eyes look like this. Actually, that's not why they look like that, but it's not helping now. They're looking worse. But yeah, beautiful moments outside by myself, analyzing the sky, studying the sky, and hoping to capture something that will be different, you know, as to what others capture. If you're outside a lot, you're going to see a lot of stuff. And a lot of you are telling me, well, Bruce, you're in a hot spot. And that's true. Maybe if I move away, if I move to Boston or something, move up in the States, you know, or somewhere like that, say Colorado Springs, there you go. That'd be a nice place. I'll never have the money to do so. But if I did, it doesn't mean I'm going to capture UFOs in the sky over there. Is it really because I'm lucky and there's a connection to energy, or is it just there's literally a hot spot over the house? Some really good experimenting with talking to the skies. Also, thanks, Darla. Yeah, we share the channels of the people that come here once in a while because, you know, encourage other people to go see the channels. I mean, there's lots of you that come here that I didn't even know you guys had and gals had moon videos. A lot of you do. I think nature and stuff like that too. Videos. I'm into that too. Birds. Peter's got some videos of the birds too. I used to do that before doing the space research, actually. Yes, happy Freaky Friday. It's always freaky now. Monday through Fridays. Let me second close the window here. Yeah, I got a window open. Can you imagine that? What did you think of the lights in the last video? We're seeing lights on the surface. It's a light system. I'm saying it for years. It has to be a definite light system or something that's on the surface. You be safe, Christy. Thank you so much. I'll be answering comments on Patreon this weekend, my friends, too. Thanks again, Bern, and everyone for being here. Point the James Webb at the moon so we can get some good pictures. Think of it. Exactly. We're going to talk about the James Webb there, too. Christy, Bruce, you rock. Great research. I love you for it, Christy. Love you to pieces. I've always been interested in this. You are doing a great job. Thank you so much for continuing to support the channel, Christy, and for encouraging me and every way of support. You guys help the channel. I love you guys for it. Blame it on my telescope. No, I mean, I don't blame nothing. What I find in space is good. Everything I find is good. And it's all my telescope finding it. So, yeah, I blame my telescope for showing me the truth. Definitely. Mr. Crispian, how's it going? What's with the question mark, brother? Hi, I don't believe anything that people running Hubble say. Neither do I. Barb Weist, how's it going, sister? You have for better footage than they show, I think, which is true, which is sad, since they can do far better than me. Like, they must laugh that, I'm showing little bits and parts when they could show it all. So they could but deceive and keep things from us. Absolutely true. I love you, Barb Weiss. You guys can check out Barb Weiss' channel. I love Barb, and I love people that speak their mind and that are very awake. I've met people from I think 19 years old to 85 years old, and the ones that are awake, there's no age between us. It's like we're all in the same wavelength, and I think it's really, really cool. So I really appreciate it when you come and you connect with us, Barb. And thanks for the shout outs on your channel about my channel and about how I am as a person. Those are things that you don't get for free in life, right? So I think that's awesome. Must appreciate all the little things. That was a big thing, but we must appreciate also the little things in life. Monsieur Crispien, est-ce que tu parles français, mon frère? Si tu parles français, oublie pas, on a la chaîne OVNI Québec Astronomie aussi à tous les samedis qu'on fait des en direct. Là, ici, mais tu es toujours le bienvenu ici aussi. Mais malheureusement, je vais être pris avec ma tête carrée en anglais. Jobless, hello. There'll be a lot of those. I want to know how it's possible with all the advanced technology NASA has, also space shuttle. They never returned to the moon. Why? That is an amazing question. I've asked myself that question thousands of times myself. It makes absolutely no sense that they would not have returned to the moon. I'll tell you another thing, guys. It's the first time hours ago, I wrote that down too, the moon rocks that were retrieved, supposedly, Apollo 11, that must be a sign. Apollo 11 in 1969, they brought back some supposed rocks, and they were sealed up. They were put in a safe. They're sitting inside of some type of airtight laboratory in glass where you can't even touch it. Like if you want to view a sample, you could view it through a bag with your hands in a glove through a glass. That I've seen many videos of that. 50 years to wait for them to open up a moon rock, to split it open. Why? I called my mother to talk about this conversation with her. It didn't take 2 seconds that she says, well, it's because they just went. I was all happy, I'm going to tell her. I found out maybe they just, she knew that right away. Obviously, it's because they didn't have moon rocks. So, and I believe that those rocks can be from the Nevada desert for all we know, right? And that would be explain the reason why they're not being allowed to be examined and observed, aside from being there's no sampling or testing done or to see if there's any um, signs of life, signs of water in the rocks and stuff like that. They're talking about it. How can they be finding all this out about the rocks but not telling us? They found out Ryugu. Remember Ryugu? Remember China went up on Ryugu, landed supposedly on the asteroid. Well, now they're saying it used to be a comet. It's a dead comet now, they're saying. So lots going on. China also, I got some information about China too. Hey, you guys rock. What's on the menu today? We're going to go right there, brother. That's what we're going to go talk about. Here, the menu is always the same. It's the only time of the month or of the week that we can talk to each other. So when you guys have questions, if you want to see other videos, hey, Bruce, it's not the moon this week. It doesn't matter. Can you retrieve some old moon footage? And like old moon footage, guys, I've been here for 5 years. So there's nothing old, right? I have hundreds of hours of footage from last year, both summer, winter footage. I do a lot of comparing with the colors over the years. I can confirm that the colors of the moon, both in summer and the winter, definitely change. Is it because of the seasonal change? I don't know, but I like bringing that up because it's a definitely topic that interests me a lot, and it's intriguing me 100%. NASA, they're going to support a development of a second Artemis lunar lander. Did you guys know this? It's for the competition with SpaceX. All fun and games. SpaceX got can we call it a grant or some funding from NASA to try and create a space vehicle to go to space and will land on the moon and bring back both to and from Earth people, right? So he won that. He got, I don't know, $1.5 million, going to make up an amount. He was able to do so, but now they're looking for competition. So they're looking for somebody to compete and to build the same thing. And these vehicles have to be built to surpass the expectations, meaning they should be reusable, be able to go to space and stay there for long periods of time. It's getting so exciting, guys, okay? Because if you guys and gals are here and you're excited about what's on the moon and in space, we will have never heard about so much going on. I know a lot of you here are going to say they're not going to tell us anything. I get it. They're going to hide everything as long as they can from us. But the thing is, we're going to see a lot more activity in space. How is Russia and China going to react? We got these three eggheads. Well, we got Canada too now. I mean, the States, everything. Russia, China, the States, all fighting here, right? And then they're going to go in space and they're going to do the same bloody thing. Russia's going to shoot out satellites. It'll be like the first one who inches its way to Venus. Speaking of Venus, China is also starting a mission, and they want to go to Venus. They want to land on comets and asteroids. They already have with Ryugu and brought back some samples. Venus is an interesting one, right? Planetary exploration, in the name of planetary exploration. Also, Jupiter. They want to go to Jupiter also. I'm talking about bringing people there, right? It's scary stuff when you look at it. SpaceX raised their prices for broadband services. I can only imagine how that's going to affect us here on Earth with certain telephone services and cable services. Maybe I'm exaggerating here a little bit, but I don't think so. There's a demand. That's the first thing I stuck my nose into this year to understand. There's a demand for precious metals too. There's a demand for precious metals being used in space, solar panels. Now they're upping the satellite launches. They're not even furnishing. They're going to need so much silver. There's billions of ounces of silver that the states need. Biden needed that he declared a while back. So the investment on that demand, silver, that we're going to see an up and down changing in prices. And of course, that scary word they talk about is the inflation. So inflation is Elon Musk's reason for upping his prices for all shareable launches. You know what shareable launches, right? Somebody wants to send their 3 satellites up with some other satellites and they mix them all up. He picks them all up and drops them off in different constellations, is going to be up 20%. We think gas is expensive. Apparently, sending objects up into space and the fuel and pollution that they're doing up there is costing billions, if not trillions of dollars over the years. So SpaceX is going to raise their prices by 20%. So I'll bring up a couple of subjects and titles as I'm going down here, and it'll be plenty for us to talk about. Hey, guys, 1 hour in space, 1 hour on Earth. 1 hour, 60 minutes on Earth is 0.0026 seconds in space. Lots of things I don't understand about space. But in a way, if you look at it that way, it's almost like the further you go back in space, you're sort of stopping time. And from the point of the explosion, the Big Bang, if it exists, there was many bangs. The further you get away from that point, it's like the faster time is evolving. Because if you go back into space, you go back into the past. Anyways, we got the jets that have differences in times, right? They do not follow the right time when they're doing, a high speed Mach 2, Mach 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see the time changes. They lose time, I believe, right? While they're flying out there. So that's totally interesting. They opened a moon rock. Yeah, I said that for the first time in 50 years. That was an interesting one. March 24th, astronomers discovered 2 super massive black holes that are orbiting each other and will be doomed to collide in the future. They're 1,600 light years away from us. It's not that far. Well, if you look at 1 light year being about 1 billion or 1 trillion miles there, yeah, it's pretty far. But for a super massive black hole, it's like we're talking like a point is Earth and this is the black hole. So it's a big difference. You get it? I don't know what would happen, but so 2 super orbiting 1,600 light years away. We read that one. Almost done here. 2 more little subjects, and then we'll be able to talk about all that because I have a lot to say about James Webb. NASA to announce first James Webb telescope. Its first science targets, where they're going to aim or go. It remains super secret. I also know that the term super secret is a term used in high-ranking secret projects, both in military and pentagon and stuff like that. Super secret is a term. As the observatory settles in, they say. Remember, I told you guys, because that's the information that was out there, James Webb was supposed to have that observatory and the mirrors aligned by this summer or the end of the summer. They say that the mirrors are already aligned. You must have seen it. The first James Webb, not very impressive for me, but anyways, the first James Webb image that they were able to align all the mirrors. So, like I told you the last time, all the mirrors were different, right? And they have to align them up to be to one focal point. So you'd see one star look like this. They were all over the sky, and then they brought them together and formed just one star. It's a beautiful image, I guess. Something similar to what I've gotten before with my camera, but I'm not impressed. I'm sorry, I'm not impressed. I wasn't impressed by the black hole image either. It looked like the end of Snoop Dogg's joint or cigarette. It's just, I'm not impressed. I want to see some big stuff. The stuff I'm not mentioning because it doesn't have, it has to do with my research, not that much. It's the radio energy that's in the universe. They found one recently. It's a big radio circle of energy. And I guess the big observatory telescopes, the radio telescopes, they see a lot of these plasma charged and everywhere because of certain stars that burnt out or, planets that hit each other. But for some reason, they can't explain what those big green radio bursts are. So is there something outside of the planet communication? Why are we sending out all these satellites to communicate with beings far out? Do we want to get our asses killed? It's ridiculous us doing that. Unless we're really in trouble and in peril and that it's the end of Earth. Yeah, they would probably try to call out for life, Definitely craziness, guys. It's beyond crazy. Amazing stuff. Exactly. So real quickly, yeah. Observatory settles into the mirrors are aligned, even though they said it wouldn't be aligned before the end of the summer, if I'm not mistaken, 2022. Project scientists, note that down for those of you that want to find out what's going on and what was just recently spoken about 11 minutes before I came on here. So nobody has this information out yet, but people are usually fast. I've seen channels like me. I've heard the information, and 10 minutes later, I've seen some first videos come up, which is normal. But Project Scientist is the name of the secret project that you want to look up. So they're not telling you at all where their first targets are. Of course, they want to find life. They want to away galaxies. They want to analyze and find exoplanets. It is part of what they want to do, but the secretive part has not been spoken about. So that is interesting. Lots of information to talk about. One more thing, NASA, this is what I wrote in the title, is NASA to announce Hubble Space Telescope discovery. So if I'm not mistaken, it's about 31 or 32 years old. Hubble would be around that. They say they have some new science to show us. They say it will, it's one for the record books, that it's going to change the way we view science. Whoa. A new exciting area of research will surface from this, and James Webb Telescope to explore its possibilities. So that's very interesting. And that is only this morning's news. So what I just said there is a lot of what's going on. Now, a lot of things come into consideration with each other in relationship to one another. What does the war have to do with the UFO report? What does the UFO report have to do with James Webb? What does James Webb have to do? We have all these telescopes out there and satellites and different associations in different countries and theories that we have and stuff. We don't really know exactly what's going on, but it's getting scarier and scarier because more and more they're speaking openly about UFOs and about an exterior threat. So 1 million miles out is where supposedly they're going, James Webb, but they're not saying what the super secret target is. So is a super secret target the asteroid coming to kill us, or yet are they just are they conniving enough to have made the James Webb Telescope just to literally monitor the war in Ukraine and Russia? I got a lot of shit going through my head when it comes to that. Now, I don't jump on anything. I don't jump on one concrete assumption or theory. As much as I believe someone's on the moon, it's not that I want someone to be on the moon. It could be that there's nobody on the moon. It doesn't look like that, but the possibilities, I like to leave them open. That's for sure. Brian Lee's in the house. Thank you, Brian Lee. Nice to see you, my friends. Thanks for coming back, guys. Static Bad, hello to you. Thanks, eh? I just came on and heard the end of that. Sounds weird and scary. Yes, it is, Mama Bear. Mama Bear Worries, thank you so much. Hey, I caught you this time, Super Dave. I never usually do. I love you, bro. I hope you guys know also Super Dave 44 channel. It's a guaranteed no troll channel. This guy is legitimate. He's an amazing person. He's spoken about my channel before. Long story short, go check out his videos. He shows some super cool stuff. Some areas live where he is, a family guy, and talks about space, talks about when there's an earthquake, he posts it. He's my earthquake man. I know when there's an earthquake because Super Dave posts it. I love you, bro, and I love your channel too. And he plays music. He does everything, this guy. Go and check him out. He contributes to this channel in many ways also. And the rare, not to insult any channels, but it is rare that the channels have real, authentic, good communities. And he's got his family, him too, there. So that's awesome. Which they come here sometimes. That is totally cool. It's rare that two channels can intertwine their community members without having any fighting because, for some reason people think that they own people, but a subscriber doesn't mean you own them, right? It's a sign of encouragement. That's how I take somebody subscribing to my channel. Means, hey, cool channel, cool guy. I'll give him a sub to encourage him, right? Doesn't mean Bruce is necessarily my only go-to moon guy, because a lot of you go to a lot of space channels, and I suggest that you don't stick to one space channel, that you broaden the possibilities by looking at other space channels. Just be careful and look for the crap and the lies out there. Somebody seeing something on the surface of the moon and saying it's something when it's not doesn't mean it's a lie. People have their own opinions, but some people are out there to really cause deception and sort of turn the stories around. Wooden guns. Yeah. Hilarious. Super Dave 44 is in the house. Thanks again, my brother. Thanks, Jobless. Mama Bear. Hello, Mods, Bruce, and Super Dave. Mama Bear Worries, thank you so much for the comments and for being here, for being an amazing person and supporting this channel. I love you guys for it so much. A bit here and a bit there, Eric. Lots of stuff going on. Like, we know in space what's going on, but the UFO report, they're stalled. And I'm curious as to why they're stalled. Don't forget, the last we heard, guys, on the UFO report, I know there's so much going on with the COVID and the Ukrainian war and whatnot, which they're doing good, by the way. But the truth of it all is that they're not telling us half of the truth of what's going on. The UFO report, remember how it ended? They're going to start a new force, a team involved in the sky, new vehicles. They're going to try to capture a UFO and take one down and hold it to see what the hell it is and stuff like that. That's where we were at many months ago. And then all of a sudden, it's like it stopped talking about it, but it's not done. It is not done yet. Jean-Claude, Beyond Mystic, 003. How's my brother doing, man? That is very generous, Jean-Claude. Thank you so much, bro. Having a hard time. Channel's taking a long time to get out to others. Jean-Claude had problems. Why do you think he's got an 003 there? Because that's his third time putting his channel back up. But man, your community grows really, really fast. You guys are interested in knowing what's going on with silver. He interviews people, come on and talk about the silver market and gold market and all that. And he has Janine and a bunch of very, very intuitive people that go on his channel. Check out Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic, you guys. I've had some interviews with Jean-Claude too. He's an overall good guy. And he was also, Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic also was in Ottawa during the protest. If you guys want to see what was going on, or you still haven't seen what was going on, some amazing footage there. And the people that he interviews, always good people. I know I was on his channel. That's why. Thanks, Jean-Claude. I love you, man. Thanks for that very generous contribution, man. That's greatly appreciated. Beth, thank you so much. Thanks, you guys. Means a lot. David White, how you feeling, man? Still in a time warp, Bruce. We're on BST. You gain 1 hour. Yes. I'm sorry yet again. We've gained an hour, so it's 1:50 here now, and not. We went ahead an hour and not 12:50. And again, I should have mentioned it because I know all the time changes are so different. Some of you don't even change the times. Hopefully, in a couple of years, we won't be changing the time here anymore. That's for sure. The UFO report, guys, they talked about wanting to capture the lights. How come we didn't hear all the countries talking about it? Why didn't Russia go on to talk about what the lights were? Why didn't China go on and talk about what the lights were? Well, because there's a reason for that. I don't know why. Hamashed in Israel, the defense ministers again, and people in charge of I believe interacting with the Galactic Federation. Who's on the Galactic Federation? There's not only humans, they say, on the Galactic Federation. It's a word that we haven't heard about, aside for maybe in the Star Trek movie many, many years ago, but apparently it's very, very real. I hope you're feeling better too, David White. Sending you some healing energy, brother. The future's been told in the Bible in Native American Indian legends, my favorites. Both are similar in ways and different in others. Yeah, that's very, very true. Which could have been changed by those in power that omitted or changed. So you just said a mouthful there, man, because when you say that, it reminds me of what I think for, well, you said it actually. You said it before me in the Bible. Yeah, I'm not gonna, exactly word for word what you said. I also believe that, don't forget mythology, right? They talk about gods and goddesses. It's mythology. Also, we can't forget that. I believe that there was, in theory, the possibility that parts of the Bible could have been taken out. So people were saying they're lying to us when in reality, it's not that they're lying. They're just not telling you what happened. They're not even necessarily changing anything, maybe using different words, to, for whatever the reason. But I believe that if we had the whole Bible and the whole truth, it would be a lot scarier than the Bible that we read now. And not just the Bible, like you say, any scripture, any spiritual or holy scripture, right? That could have been written. It probably leave out a lot or most of the, winning like Charlie Sheen. I love Charlie. Haven't seen Charlie in a long time. Don't know what's going on with Charlie anymore. Yeah, you guys got to check out Barb White's channel. I have a lot of fun. Thanks for the generous contributions, you guys. Thank you very, very kindly. Kimberly LaBelle. Hello. Love you, sister. Thanks, Kimberly, for being here. And thanks for commenting, guys. I love the comments. I get emotional sometimes with the comments. You guys really go all out and from the heart, really let me have it with some encouraging energy sometimes that you throw at me. And I really appreciate that. I love you guys for it. Pennsylvania. Love the name of that. Sun's Google to be the hottest topic. Nice. Yes. 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 Sun's go. Oh, it is. It definitely is. So all the probes are turning towards the sun. James Webb, you could be sure they're looking at the sun. They just found, they didn't show it, but they say they have the first image of an area where two planets collided. Holy crap, guys. It's just debris, this big splash out debris, and it looks like it's suspended in time. Lots that we don't know about space. There's lots that we don't understand, I think, about space. Thank you, Julie. Anthony B, Brian Lee, thanks again, you guys. Super Dave. There's his channel if you guys want to check out Super Dave's channel. Monolith on Phobos, quote from Buzz Aldrin. Monolith on Phobos, quote Buzz Aldrin. Interesting. I have to check that out. Hey, Brian Lee. Thanks a lot, buddy, for being here, man. Appreciate it, you guys. French Live channel. We gather every Saturday. Thank you so much, Julie. That's the French channel. Those of you, once you know me, you'll know me. I'm here twice on Friday, and I'm a Saturday, one Saturday on the French channel, considering the time changes and just trying to get out as many great videos as I can. I've been answering all the comments. Now, remember, I could not years ago because there was too many comments. 500, 600, 700, 800 comments on a video at one point. It gets near impossible to answer them. But now I'm able to answer all the comments because there's less and less people viewing and commenting on the channel. So for whatever the reason, so if you do leave a comment on the videos, you'll see I'll hold my word and I will answer you. A lot of the big channels don't answer all the comments. I would say probably most of them. They can't. There's too many people. I get it. Mario from Devon, United Kingdom. Thank you so much. You guys got the UK here. You guys rock. Space Cows in the house. Merci Nordique 93. C'est bien apprécié, man. Guys, do you think the sun has changed a lot? It doesn't look how I remember. I think so too. Even the color of it looks so white now, almost electric. It is. And I don't know if you guys feel it when you go outside. Thanks, Super Dave. When you guys go outside and feel the sun on your arms and face and legs or butt or breast if you're naked, whatever. You feel how hot it is. It's not the same. You get a scratching feeling. And I'm not making this up. The sun, I can't stay in the sun more than 5 minutes. I'm black. When I go outside in the summer, I'm darker than an Arab guy. I'm very, very dark, but I don't do it anymore because I'm so afraid of the sun. And I said to myself, I'll do it when the sun spots are not out there in the sun, but they definitely are. I haven't looked at the footage yet that I filmed, but the sun is very aggressive today. I looked it up on the weather station that I go to look up what's going up on the sun, and the sun today is very aggressive. So it's coming back around again, back around the bin. Peter, thank you so much, man. Thanks, bro. Hey, Bruce community. What did I miss whilst at work? Well, talked a bit about you, talked a bit about your moon video and stuff coming up, but also Elon Musk, man, raising the prices. James Webb, super secret project going out, not telling them where they're going. China wants to go to Venus. Absolutely crazy. Elon Musk, Starlink is 20% rising its prices for broadband services and ride sharing. So all due to inflation. And that is happening. I'm talking about also, Peter, that thanks again, man. The sun is going to be so crazy. It's going to be the hottest topic. People are going to forget about UFOs at one point because they're going to be really, really involved with what's going on in the sun. New science coming out about the sun. So basically everything we learned about the sun, don't feel so bad if you've never studied about the sun, because the information is probably all entirely going to change. We all know that through the years, I'm 47, so I think I'm 47. So through the years, history changes itself. I've gone from fish to fishes to fish. You know, people go grab 15 fish, and then at one point people went to grab 15 fishes, and then fish again. Then they change words in the dictionary. You know, they change parts of the Bible that are no good. How the hell do you want somebody to concretely understand anything of what happened since the beginning? Gate Smasher said it. Everything possibly could have been changed over the years or omitted. So not necessarily there's a lie. It's very important what he said is omitted. So omitted means leaving out. So he left some information out about what was in the Bible. Most definitely. Because you know why? I bet you the Bible talks about a lot of things like mountains and trees, a lot more than we think here on Earth. And there's probably a lot of science that has been revealed to the elites that they've never given out to anyone and kept in this secret science, alchemy. That's basically what it is. They do everything secretly and in hiding. Eric, thanks for being here, man. Back when we had answering machines, I listened to a message of my own voice telling me everything was going to be okay. Hey, that is nothing, man. I've seen a video where I was talking in the video, and I was talking about, I think it was the moon or something like that. I don't know where I got the information. Don't ever remember ever having said something that smart, because I was impressed. I copied and pasted it on the computer to see where the information was going to come up, and it came up in this science website. I was like, how the hell did I know that? But it's intuition sometimes. Definitely intuition. But that's maybe traveling through time. That's a good one. I don't know if you guys do it, but I do it all the time. And I've always thought it was something very beautiful. And I have a shitload of messages. When I die, I've left messages on my black boxes, lots of them. In the images, some images, it's just words. I've left messages to my mom. I've left messages to my son. In books, little messages on a page in the Bible where it says, ashes to ashes. And I said, no, I'm always here. I'm still here. Some people will see that in another, in many years down the road. And that will be my son's inheritance. You got to look for the messages to see what messages I'm going to write. When I lost my dad, it really touched me. And I said, if only I had more messages from him and more of, a connection of what we did together. I got nothing, right? And because I was so young, but through the energy, you go and get what you want. The universe really does function with an energy. It's a frequency. And I don't know about you guys. I believe we can all tap into that energy and frequency. I think it sounds a little less crazy today than it used to sound maybe 20 years ago, because I think it's really something very, very true. Sore neck. Getting old. Space Cow, nice to see you, my friend. Dazzy Bling, thanks so much for being here. Thanks, you guys. Greetings from the cab of my truck, Pennsylvania. Thanks a lot, you guys. On s'en reparle, certains, je finance le tout pour mon invitation, mon frère. Hey, wow, Nordique. On va s'arranger de quoi, mon frère? Merci beaucoup, hein? Awesome, you guys. Yep, messages from beyond is how I look at it, too. Hey, Ed. Trudeau at the EU Parliament talk. Yes, I saw some of it in an empty stadium. Fringe minority extended all the way to Europe. He was boycotted by many other European leaders to talk in the Parliament. And you're absolutely right about that. And I saw it just yesterday. My Toronto Maple Leafs fan, Ed, Toronto, I saw it. And disgraceful is what they said. They even translated the people that were talking about them. A whole bunch of countries in the European, as you said, in the European Parliament, talking about how he was just a disgusting person for having frozen the bank accounts, for having, don't forget, you guys that didn't know, he froze bank accounts of a woman that has a minimum wage paying job with several kids that contributed $50 to a fundraiser for the truckers during the rally. And that woman got her bank account frozen. Could you imagine? All I know is that Trudeau must sleep with an eye open at night and an ear open, because that bugger is definitely on people's target lists. That guy isn't going to be around long. Yeah, I'm a bad person for saying it, but I hope it. I mean, I have no acceptance, zero tolerance for devils and demons, zero tolerance. If you're a scumbag, you're not half scummy, right? You're either really scummy or you're not. He's really scummy. You scroll down now. Nelson, thanks for being here. Eh? Had rain yesterday, then a snowstorm right after, and still got high winds. That is crazy, Nelson. We got more coming here on my end, more humidity, precipitation, whether it be snow or not. Drastic temperature change up and down before it plunges back down to cold, but we're not over yet. Still in March, almost in April now, and the weather, winter weather is still pretty much here. But I have to admit, this week was the first break, the big break this week. I've had creepy static voicemail when we used to use tape recorder. Yeah, well, they pick up entities. You know that. There's a certain tape recorder, Panasonic, that is now worth $850 online, and it used to be sold at Radio Shack for $35 to $40. It picks up other frequencies. Someone this week was talking to me about the infrared, the red infrared spectrum. Back in the days, they had to stop using it because they were picking up a whole lot of other entities right in the camera, and it's also an infrared now that's not spoken about very much and not used anymore. Somebody had mentioned that. We get a refill here, guys. Anyone want a coffee? So look at it any way you want. With everything going on in space, if we know about all these things that I'm talking about, and we're hearing on the news. Imagine what's going on that they're not talking about. There must be so much. Must be a lot going on that they're not talking about. Definitely. There's a cough drop. Always the first hour. I get after the first hour and I just want to start coughing. Colorado Springs. It's on my bucket list. Just a place where they're, because of the base and everything that's there. You guys must see a lot in the sky there in Colorado Springs for sure. Colorado has always been a dream for me. Yeah, same here, Mama Bear. For me and my daughter to go. Same here. I love the place. I've met a lot of people from there. They seem like amazing people. It's pretty high end, right? If I'm not mistaken, especially for here compared to me where I am. Very high class. I mean, very expensive. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I mean, really expensive guys. Think of it. What would my house look like over there if I paid $100,000 for it? You know, the pricing over there is ridiculous, though. That's the cost of life is so bloody expensive too. And now with this inflation and everything that's going on, they say the war's ending. I mean, they're all frostbitten and shit, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I heard some Russians said that they were being bombed by their own planes now. I think they're losing it. Oh, that's a good one, Julie. Yeah, write a couple of Q's in front of the question. That's a good one, actually. Lots of UFO activity at military bases. Yes. Wonder if it's really our tech flying around there. See, that's the thing. There's probably a lot of our tech that is flying around out there, and probably most of what we're seeing could be. But if they're worried now about other lights that are coming from outside of Earth, they could be looking very far. Don't forget, they got all these telescopes up there, right? So what's going to be the discovery, right? They're going to watch how boring it's going to be what they talk about Hubble. We found a hidden solar system inside of the Milky Way that has several planets there. And maybe, just maybe, who knows? I can only imagine what they're going to say. It should be interesting. Ice Gold's in the house. Thank you very much, Ice Gold. There's a connection between volcanoes and flying discs. That I like. See, this is what I wanted to talk about, bringing up stuff like that. Those are things that I like. The associations that we often don't know. As much me, I mean, very possible. I believe that, listen, we know that they're seen flying in and out of some of the volcanoes. In Ukraine, if it's real, I hate fake videos. There's a UFO or a stationary object was seen in the sky hovering during the war in Ukraine and Russia. That's right. A bit of both. We love them both, Julie. The trolls were a bit more frequent. Hey, one guy asked me, he was laughing his head off at me. He said, Bruce, you got to stop telling people the sun has an atmosphere. And it just happens NASA, an hour and 15 minutes ago, started talking about the atmosphere around the sun that's very unknown that people don't really talk about. In general, when they talk about the sun and they say the corona around the sun, you do hope you know that the corona is the atmosphere. That's what's around the sun. Chromosphere too. We have all the layers here around Earth. Stratosphere. It goes up and it goes up and it goes up. Ionosphere. Same thing around the sun. Maybe the sun is not even lit up. Maybe it's interacting or clashing with the oxygen around it, and it's just so intensely hot. Don't forget, the surface of the sun is what, 5,000 kelvins, 7,000 kelvins? Seriously, the corona is a lot higher, many, many degrees hotter than on the actual, we can't say surface because they say it's not solid, but a lot of you guys and gals come here and tell me, Bruce, I know it sounds crazy. I love it when you always add that ahead of time. It always makes it sound a little less nuts. I do it too. But you said, I think the sun is a solid sphere. And I say, probably is. It sure looks solid when you look at the sunspots, eh? And when you look at the sunspot, the same sunspot, eh, Peter, for 2 or 3 days, and it's rotating, and you see that sunspot not changing one bit and going back around. It's hard to believe that it's interior of the sun, because as the corona is going around, and hey, guys, there's different atmospheres around the sun that going different directions, eh? In the corona, you got face to face. We got levels going face to face and encountering themselves, and they're turning around in different different directions, literally face to face himself. And it makes sense because the planet Venus, right next to it, also rotates differently to all the other planets. So there's definitely something about the sun. Maybe the closer you go to the sun, it's actually stopping the planets from rotating, right? People are saying it's propelling it. Well, no, maybe if there was no sun, maybe Earth would spin so bloody fast, it would just explode. It would do like those binary star systems, where you see the binary star systems spin around so fast. They show them, they're like eggs. They're like squeezed down eggs that they're spinning so fast. I know nothing about space. It's so interesting. I think it's more interesting not knowing about space, probably. Thank you, Eric. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Bruce, how far off kilter is the moon now? How far off kilter is the moon now? Seems like it's all over the place. Yes. Did you notice it went up in the south and stayed in the south again just a couple of days ago and went down in the south? That is off kilter is a hell of a good way to put it. We know that the moon always tobbles and wobbles and weebles back and forth, also to and from Earth, but we're seeing it turn. So is Earth off kilter for us to see the moon all over the bloody place? Admit it. We're seeing it in the north. We're seeing it in the south. Well, okay, don't exaggerate, Bruce. Not in the north there. Sorry about that. We're seeing it like it usually does, east and west. But now we're seeing it in the south all the time in the south. And I'm seeing it low in the south. For me to have missed 2 months, not because of the weather. Well, 1 month, it wasn't the weather. It's because the moon was in the trees in the south. And it rose, and I could just see it go like this, and then it just stays there and goes down, sort of like that, as compared to the high rise and going back down. Little crazy, eh? I sent you an email. I took a pic of a star in nanometers, and it's a huge spiral. Sure, absolutely, brother. Feel free. I'll be checking the emails this weekend. A lot of trolls in the emails. A lot of trolls. Penny Bunny has inscribed me to so many places. I know it was her because it was from Yorkshire, and I saw the PIN of the computer's IP address. And she's just sending crap documents and signing me up to bad websites, signing me up to magazines and stuff. So that's a troll's retaliation. But long story short, I should be able to find your email when you send it. Having a great day. Barb, don't let anyone change that. I love you more. Happy day to you too. Happy days. Goodbye, gray skies. Hello, blue. Nothing can hold me when I hold you. I'm not talking about you necessarily, Barb, but I mean, Barb, I like to see that you're in a good mood. We have just shit around us. It's hard to smile sometimes, I know. That means a lot, Brian. That means a lot to me, man. Thank you very much. Wow. Just leave that up for a while. I really appreciate that, man. Bruce and others says, my friend Gate Smasher, have you noticed pentagons being formed all over the world with crafts coming to and from? Yes. We notice pentagons being formed all the. Yeah. It's being formed. You mean being formed all over the world with craft coming to and from? Yeah, what do you think they are? Do you think it's really, aliens, or is it an adversarial country that's actually making us sick? It scares me to think of that theory, the theory of imagine them spraying us with something from that and making people, sort of a slow kill. Sort of scary, actually. Bruce images are better than NASA because his aren't CGI. Thank you so much, Deb. Wow, you guys, thank you very much. Yeah, and it's not because I can get closer than NASA. We all know that I can't even get close. It's not even partly close as they can. It's that what I'm showing, that's how clear it is just with my telescope. So you could imagine what they're seeing, what Hubble can see on the moon. The bullshit, sorry, excuse the expression, but saying that the moon is gray. In 2016, one of my first videos during the week was talking about the atmosphere on the moon, clouds, and the sun having an atmosphere. There'd be crystallization all around space. There's just water and vapor all over the place, and there's oxygen probably on all the planets. And people were like, that is effing crazy, because people did hard work. They studied the theories, they studied the science, they went to school and said, no, you can't because of this, you can't do that because of this. But I did the opposite. I went to get a telescope before reading about space, and I started telling people what's on the moon. And you can imagine how the experience, how amazing it was for me to say, ooh, when you see NASA saying, well, there's this and that in the moon, and I had mentioned it, well, I was really happy that I was seeing some of the same things. But the moon being gray, well, it's not. It's not gray. I think the gray part, the only gray part that you'll see on the moon is because there's no sunlight there, or because you're seeing a lot of clouds. Everyone's talking about the layers on the moon. Bruce, there's so many layers. Even just this afternoon, somebody commented that there's so many layers on the moon. It looks like there's different layers. Well, if there's an atmosphere, that could also be the reason why. It looks like there's a saran wrap film, a film of plastic, lunch plastic you can stretch out, right? It looks like somebody put that over the moon, and everything that should be standing up is pressed down. Unless you film along the Terminator line, you see everything lying down. You don't see anything standing up. Thanks again, Julie. Thanks again, John Claude, and everyone. Carlos Skywatcher's in the house. Thanks, man. Yoga with Denise, how's it going? Either they didn't go or were told not to come back. That's exactly right. Two of the many popular theories of what some people said. We know for a fact that they were complaining about there being lights on the surface, and that means that somebody's down there producing something, or they're not just camping on the moon, right? Imagine, excuse me. Imagine if it was a breakaway civilization where it's elites that broke away from Earth a long time ago, but they're the ones that are considered the Galactic Federation, and they're actually coming back to Earth to give orders to the puppets like Biden, Boris, all these people that are running, Trudeau, his new name, Biden. They all of a sudden lost interest in the most interesting place outside this world. Yeah, right, exactly. And the place, the places, sorry, the closest, I hope, the closest to Earth. Another bloody planet-sized object right there that we could do a whole bunch of things on, land on, experiment on. They must be doing it. You can only think that that's what they're doing, right? Nope, they want to put the attention onto Mars. Hey, Mars has an atmosphere. So what they did, it sort of really pissed me off, guys. Okay? There's some good things and bad things. The good things is that they said there's water on the moon. They said there's an atmosphere now higher than possible on the moon. So I'm like, yes. They went on Mars and they showed you and let you listen to the wind that was blowing through the microphone on the rover on Mars. And we were able to see a morning sunrise with the orange yellow sky and clouds on Mars, guys. There's clouds on Mars. There's clouds on Earth. There's no clouds on the moon. The moon is in Earth's geocorona. The geocorona is the furthest point that the oxygen extends around Earth, and the moon extends, the oxygen extends the moon where it is right now by 100,000 miles, guys. So the moon is inside of the oxygen area all around Earth. So you could trick science by looking up certain things, like look at how far they say that the oxygen extends Earth. That's what I started doing. And it says, well, thousands and thousands of miles past the moon. Well, the moon must have oxygen on it. And not just that, I say there's oxygen on it, possibly. There's vapor, natural or not, camouflage or not. We're seeing objects move around, like activity there, lights. If it's people that are up there on top of it, of course there's oxygen. There's rivers and lakes and everything. You can't have a species there if it's human and there's no water, right? Clavius crater, probably one of the first places they're going to land. I showed a tower beside there, a towering object. Doesn't mean it's communication tower, but it's still a tower. And why does that tower look higher than the Apennine Mountains? Apennine Mountains is the highest point on the moon. And again, they look squashed down. Basically, they're all squashed down. Yes, they are. Definitely con artists. Yeah, hey, listen, Pennsylvania, exactly. I saw that years ago. Yeah, it's alien. So stupid, eh? How convenient for them to have written Neil A. First man on the moon, they would have written Armstrong, eh? That's it. That's A. like a Canadian. Neil A is the actual name that's in the NASA's book. The picture, the image of him right there at NASA when he landed. Neil A. Alien. Backwards. Absolutely. Divine Sorcerer is in the house. Thank you so much for the amazing support, you guys. Moon is spaceship placed here. Another Jay Elsie, thanks a lot. Another interesting theory that a lot of people have mentioned that, and it's one that I'm interested in myself. I would never rule out possibly a spaceship placed there. Yeah, locked in geostationary orbit around Earth, moving in synchronous, simultaneous rotation with Earth, also at the same time. I believe it. I believe the theory could be possible, right? It could be a regular planet. Look at it like you want. Maybe UFOs. Think of how smart that would be. Think of it, guys. A UFO that can travel to any area in the universe and space and not have to change the way they live or breathe and stuff, because they're just on the surface, living around this atmosphere of oxygen, no matter where they go, you know. Or maybe that's why they're beside Earth, because that planet lost oxygen and got closer. Planet or UFO got closer to Earth. So many theories you can bring up for sure. Have a beautiful weekend, you too, Mama's Bear. Have you focused your scope onto Orion Belt? Absolutely. We see stars. That's what I see. I see billowing stars on fire. And that's what I see. You can see some explosions and sparks and different things. And you see it very, very far, of course, unless I magnify the camera. Thanks, Jay. I do. I believe I have a lot of evidence in one field, and it's as to what's going on the moon. I do believe that there's enough proof for me to get some really qualified people interested in it and investigate it, which I do believe that that's what the Pentagon is probably doing, not just because of me, but definitely because of some of the people that are capturing things out there in space. Hey, that's greatly appreciated, Deb. Can't believe anything NASA says. That's right. They said Oumuamua was a comet, then an asteroid. Then they said we don't know. They even said it was alien at one point. Never a straight answer. Absolutely. And they could change it, right? Like, look, they were wrong about the sun. They say, like, scientists right now, what they said about the sun, well, cycle 24 was a dead cycle. There was no activity in cycle 24 in the past 11 years because the cycle is 11 years. So they said that cycle 25 is going to be just as dead as the cycle 24. That's what professional scientists say. And then you have other professional scientists, for some reason, that say, no, the sun is going to be absolutely the worst we've ever seen. It's going to be apocalyptic and it's going to change our entire lives here on Earth. So why are both two qualified people have two different opinions? Well, it's because what they studied about the sun, there's nothing concrete. There's nothing solid. There's no solid evidence of what they're saying is real. So they're going by theories, like we did with the 1915, whenever it was, theory of relativity for Albert Einstein. We just went with that theory and did our predictions, and we built our bombs and everything based on the information of what a kilojoule, what a joule was equal to as to energy, the quantity of energy and mass. It's just theory. It's all just theory. So what will Hubble say? That's an interesting one. I don't know what they're going to say, but they say apparently it's one for the history books, and they would have found something that's going to entirely change the way we look at the universe. Gosh, too bad it's not about the moon. Wouldn't that be so amazing? Turns out that the moon would have to have much more oxygen on it. I'm expecting something like that to happen right before they land. The date's been changed, right? It was 2024, but now 2025. Don't forget. I believe that they're going to back it up. I believe in 2023 or 2024, probably 2023, maybe even the end of this year, winter, they're going to say, mark my words, we're going to have to back up due to inflation the launches to go to the moon in 2025. They're not going to make it. I don't believe they're going to make it. And if they do, they're probably going to have to dish out that $3 trillion missing from the Federal Reserve. Was it 3 trillion? Or is it 6 now? You can't hide $3 trillion anywhere. That's for sure. Thanks so much, Beth. Thanks for the likes, you guys. Appreciate it, Jay. Thanks for being here, Jay. Thanks for checking out the channel. Also, we've launched a rocket into our northern lights, supposedly. Oh, I heard that too, Brian. Yeah, you're right about that. This is so crazy. So I guess we're studying everything because we don't know about anything, right? You know, it can, Spencer Tracy, it can speak, but it speaks through lasers, I believe, and sends information to Earth, transformed into data, digital information, binary language, ones and zeros, and then is shot back into space again for some reason, then sent back to another satellite for changes. So anyways, that's what they say. I don't know if it's true or not. So thanks, Julie. Thanks, you guys. Yep, NASA is a big lie for sure. It said that the James Webb was moved by an outside force recently. Ooh, I didn't hear that. That's incredibly interesting. Honestly, Gate Smasher, I believe they're going to shoot it down. I don't believe James Webb is going to stay out there. 1 million miles from, it's actually what they said. They're viewing those that's the supermassive black holes. The distance is 1,600 light years, I think, meaning it's 1% further than the distance of Earth to the sun. So if it was to collide, what would happen? They probably don't know, obviously. My pleasure, Jobless. It's our pleasure, Yoga with Denise. Let me scroll down here. There's a question. NASA said it's because today they have better electronics to examine the moon rocks. Yes, that's right. That's what they said. That's exactly what they said. Listen, we can access and 3D print a spine. Okay. I don't think, that they seriously would have left the rocks there for 50 years. But again, I think they had to go actually land on the moon, and they actually brought back a rock. Maybe they had a piece of Ryugu sent over from China. Maybe those are the rocks they're passing off for moon rocks. Maybe they don't want to talk about the moon rocks. But you know why? I tend to think the moon rocks have so much evidence of biological life, living organisms from a tiny scale to maybe even bigger, possibly, if there's vegetation on the moon. I believe 100% there's vegetation on the moon. There are no dumb questions. They don't exist, dumb questions. Thanks, Yoga. Lots of love back, sister. Gate Smasher. Rocket fuel is expensive before the crunch. Yeah, Creepy Joe. Yes. Just gas any funny car racer. That's true. Oh, yes. The price of the jet fuel and stuff. Are you kidding me? My friend has to use it at the track. Yeah. And it's like how many hundreds of dollars he has to invest for a tank. And that's exactly how it is. It's so much money that they're sending up out there. Like they're burning a lot of fuel, right? When they're going up, just the launching of it, the fuel that's pouring out of there, it's gallons, it's swimming pools of fuel falling out. And they have those, that vapor, those vapor machines and hoses all around it. They're spraying massive tons and swimming pools of water into that too, so it doesn't catch on fire. We don't know what the hell we're doing, be honest with you. How is it possible time is different in space? Doesn't make any sense, Christy. Is it different if an object is stationary or does it have to be moving? Well, that's very intelligent saying it, because I believe that if you travel at the speed of light, maybe you don't age. As a matter of fact, who says that the universe isn't traveling at the speed of light right now, right? Then subjects come up like closed in a vacuum. You have no choice but to look those things up if you want to understand. But again, I don't stay stuck on what they say about the vacuum theory and everything. It's maybe not true. Maybe, not maybe, science is theory. Yeah, I heard that too, Jay, that the moon rocks smell like gunpowder. And I heard that space apparently smells like burnt steak. That's a scary thought. That was an interesting one, Jay. Yeah, and that's like the jets. They lose time, right? Like when a jet is traveling at Mach speeds, the faster it goes, well, there's a difference in time. Time correlation has shown a major gap in the time. So is that like Back to the Future's machine? Like we're at the beginning of time, just being able to start to, a couple of seconds being changed. Maybe at one point, if we go fast enough, whoop, we'll just freaking vanish and appear somewhere else. You know what would be cool is appearing in the same place, but thousands of years ago. So where you take off in space, like where you're in the sky, where you poof disappear, it'd be fun if you see no difference. This is how I imagine this. No difference in traveling through time, that you would just all of a sudden be in that different time and not realize it unless there's a lot of surface differences, right? Obviously, time travel. They're talking about the time travel. Scientists are talking about the time travel. Very, very hush-hush story. Some astronauts say that they went to Mars, that in Mars they have a portal inside of an ancient site, an ancient like Mayan site, but on Mars. And that's how they're traveling people to and from that planet. I would believe that they would be doing testing. They would probably be, maybe many years ago, trying to teleport fruits, vegetables. You know that they're teleporting animals, right? How many animals did they kill doing that? Like Fauci, what's he's doing? Likes killing beagles. Let me scroll all the way down here. Let's see who else is there. Of course, everybody, if you're just arriving, I try to answer everyone. Sometimes it's impossible to. Thanks again, Super Dave, for being here. Hey, Motley MS Sport. Motley MS Sport, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a member, you guys, too. I appreciate that. C5 Circle. Simon, my brother Simon, how's it going, man? Simon caught some UFOs, real UFOs, the other day with an infrared camera in the sky. I think it was infrared, if not even more amazing. And some confirmed real flashes back. That's what I love to see. They're rare captures. You'll probably only get that a couple of months in a row, like once every 3-4 months, but it doesn't matter. It's the most amazing proof out there. A regular video of someone pointing to the sky and saying, flash back at me. There's so many liars out there. People can pretend, and say, oh, well, he was getting flashing before, and then, going back and adding the voice. I watch all the time to be sure people aren't trying to, change things, but we'll never know either way. So the more honest people are, that's why I like sharing Simon's capture. That was a cool capture, and he's trying to get his channel up to it. Just started an amazing channel, growing his channel. So you guys can check out Simon's channel too. CE5 is the language, speaking to the sky, so you can get an idea of what he's all about. My pleasure, Mama Bear. Great video yesterday, Bruce. Thanks, Simon, for the reply on just seen it. I'm so busy, brother. See you on Sunday. Absolutely. It will be great, my friend. We have a lot to talk about. Absolutely. So that means if it's Sunday that we'll be all talking together or whatnot, any day. You don't have to even give me a heads up. You tell me whenever we go on, and we go on, my brother. Yeah, we got lots to talk about. Lots to talk about. And that's what we'll be doing this week. Thanks again, Simon, for being here. ZG, another amazing contributor to the channel. Comments all the time. Very supportive. Thanks, you guys. Hi, Terry. Nice to see you. Doing well. Forward to getting you back on the show. Looking forward to it, Jotlo. Absolutely looking forward to it, my man. Definitely. The sky has been quiet, so quiet, but we have these wars and what went on with the rallies. It was absolutely incredible. But I'm on the sidelines here, Jotlo. I know I'm the hardest bugger to reach, but I'm still always here. Looking forward to it. And like I told you guys, you can check out Jotlo's channel too. He's a big enough channel. He's not bigger than, if not bigger than me now. I haven't checked in a while, and he's always growing. So, hey, Judith, thank you very much for being here. Thanks again, Beth. You rock. Karen is in the house. Hi, Bruce and all. Sorry, late again, but didn't miss all the live. And I thank you for that. Thanks to all of you for coming, even watching it afterwards. I appreciate it. It's normal. Don't feel that you have to. Sometimes we're just shooting the shit, excuse the expression. We're just chatting amongst ourselves. But like today, I took an hour this morning to find out what was going on in the news, and it's all this news that's coming out now. I'm always on the Black Vault, waiting for new UFO reports coming out. A lot of the information's coming out in secrecy. Documents are popping up, but the news is not necessarily talking about it. Today is a super day, and I appreciate that. Super Dave Day. So you're saying soon our government will be hovering above us in huge ships. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And possibly, maybe even already what they are doing. So now they're going to want to do a bunch of cool things to tag us, right? And maybe, through the vax, getting in some type of liquid that's going to make us fluorescent, seen through different filterings and stuff, which is a bit complex, and I'm sure not everybody's maybe that far into what the hell's going on, but I can only imagine. Okay, when they say, okay, some people flipping out, there's microphones and everything. Hello, testing. Well, there's maybe a lot of truth to that. Without flipping out, there probably is a lot of truth to that. This is the real concern. Harvard is leaving. Yeah, they're the culprits. Harvard is leading the way since 2015. Just read about that. Yep, the 19th EGU General Assembly, EGU 217 proceedings from the conference held the 23rd to the 28th of April 2017. Was just reading about that in Austria, where this was first discussed. Yeah, listen, there's a definite problem with Harvard. Isn't Brown Jackson Katanji? Ketanji Brown Jackson, you know, that candidate for the Supreme Court that doesn't know what a woman is. Miss Brown Jackson, can you explain to us what the meaning of a woman is? Here's her reaction. No. Okay, let me say it again. They asked her, candidate of the Supreme Court, what they thought the meaning of a woman was, and she went, I don't know. She wasn't going to answer it. Was not going to answer it. It depends on what context you're talking about. There's been so many trials and stuff. So basically, her, very sad, she's putting pedophiles away for minimum amounts. Why would they do that? Would it not be the most disgusting act that you'd want to even like say that it's like automatic death so people would stop raping kids? It doesn't make any sense. 97 months. You know how much somebody gets for doing that, a rape and stuff like that? It's a joke. Okay. They get like 7 months. I think the maximum was 7 years. And she gave 97 months to a guy that had sold out his daughter's images, sold them out. It's ridiculous. And she doesn't know what a woman is. Well, that's easy. She's indoctrinated in the left. The left, they're into race theory, right? The race theory. They're secretly teaching the children in the United States and Canada here too. I can confirm it. They're teaching race theory to the kids, and they're teaching the kids also that white people are slave owners. It's the whole truth I wish would come out, okay? Because back in the day when there were slave owners, okay, there was a lot of white people that didn't want to have slaves because they were like, duh, not bad people, right? But everyone was put in the same boat, right? But I don't think it's okay. The teachers are telling kids in the States, you have no right as a white person to say that you've experienced racism because you haven't. And that, I could bite the microphone. It really hurt me because I've been discriminated. I'm not going to say which race. It was Montreal several times, like really, really racistly discriminated, white trash and stuff. But am I going to put them all in the same boat? No. The 90 other people the same color as that guy were all nice people. The ones serving people in restaurants. There's the ones, most people you have to say that are immigrants that come into this country would say they're going to be open to other different nationalities and stuff, But we live in a very mixed up, secretive, hidden world. I'm getting off track a little bit there. But it's just so true, all the crap that's going on. There's too much going on. Called Solar Prominence, Solar Orbiter spacecraft captured the longest solar prominence, ever observed in a single image. All hands on deck with this. They are worried, and I'm telling you what, I wouldn't be surprised if they take down and stop producing the satellites at one point. I still don't understand why they're sending them up. It doesn't make any sense because they're not going to be there in a couple of years. The sun is going to get worse. One coronal mass ejection could be bigger than a Carrington event back in 1859, and it could just destroy everything on Earth. So people are a bit concerned, like saying, I don't like the saying it's going to destroy Earth. We're going to be okay, guys. It's going to cause some fires, and in theory, take out all the electrical grid, and we will have already been poor because of the prices that are rising now and the fighting with the ruples and the bullshit of the sanctions and stuff. How come it's only the people that have to pay? How come Biden's not having to pay more for gas? Only us, right? Because he has an electric car. That's why I'm saying it, obviously. Does he have an electric car? He doesn't. Did you see that one, guys? A reporter asked him. He says, it's not my problem. He goes, the gas is going to go up. I told you all to get electric cars. So one reporter from Fox asked him, Mr. President, do you have an electric car? He doesn't. He doesn't have an electric car. But Psaki, of course, the redhead, she's a real redhead bimbo, says that, well, the presidents are not really allowed. Not really. They're not allowed at all on highways, right? Even though we've seen him in his Stingray, we've seen him in a pickup truck, muscle cars and stuff. So he must have gas guzzling cars too. Very interesting one. I got my brother did a lot of research into that, the Book of Enoch. I've read some of it. I've seen some of the correlation, some of the relationship with two. Also, like Gate Smasher said this about an hour ago or moments ago, everything's related. All the religions and all the scriptures and stuff. It's like we start out at the same point and we change things as we're going outwards, depending on your culture and stuff, you know. Look at it the way you want. Protestants. I was a born Protestant. What does it change? It doesn't change frig all. My mother's Catholic. Okay, it doesn't change anything to me. You know, respect different religions and stuff, even though we're not practicing. My mother did teach me about God, and she left my options open into as to what I wanted to believe and go with, right? Instead of indoctrinating me in something like Scientology, like a lot of parents do. A lot of people do that with their kids, even if it's just religion. Some parents back in the days were really, really harsh on the people that were not religious. Actually, you talk to religious people, really religious people, if you're not religious, they actually shun you. So, you know, they're all mind controlled. Our solar system is heavily populated. I believe so. The other civilizations are waiting for more of us to be interested in being truly sovereign as an independent species. Thank you, Bruce. This is beautiful. Jesus, bravo. And bravo for the comment. And I believe that what you just said there, my friend, I could imagine that happening, my gosh, over a period of maybe 10,000 years, you know. The at one point, different beings in the universe will or have a long time ago come together as one, and it could possibly be them that are part of the Galactic Federation or protecting us. You know, there's talk of there being bad aliens, and we get horrified by that, but in reality, we're stuck on a planet where most people are bad, right? That's how I look at it. I think probably most of us are bad, and the ones that are good just do some bad things. That's, you know, we're not perfect. I've never met a perfect human. But the people mentioned in the Bible didn't live according to a book they didn't have. That's right. Think outside of the box and question everything. Question absolutely everything, 100%. I agree with that 100%. Jesus Bravo says, Washington knows they cannot capture a UFO. They stall the full disclosure because that's when their game's up. Well said. Lots of interesting theories. And Julie, thank you so much. Early in the day to give me due warning, and I will be ready. I don't know if you're talking about me. If you're talking about me, man, I'm there anytime you want. If you say you're doing something Sunday, I'll keep my Sunday free for you. All you have to do is come in the community on Sunday. Go in the community, any community post, the most recent one, and just leave me a message there. That's a good way to get to me. Also, but I'll be checking Simon. Yoga with Denise. Have an amazing weekend to you too. Patrick Owen, thanks for being here, bro. Nice to see you again, man. We love you, Bruce. Thanks for all your hard work. Thanks a lot, bro. Love back, man, from Canada. And thank you so much for the interest you guys all have in the channel. It's greatly appreciated. We had an amazing stream again today, you guys. It will be, I promise you, Andrew, it will be the hottest damn topic. It's coming. Yep, well said, eh? Mr. Peter Benton, Beth, and everybody, thanks so much for the generous contributions that you give this channel. Martin, how's it going? Thanks for the comments, bro. Go on Google Earth and see the dragon and the fish in the north of Africa. Oh, and is that on the shape on the serpent on the surface? I think I've seen it because I've seen them probably pretty much all of them. Have you guys come to where I live in Quebec? And if you look down on the surface right here in Montreal, well, not Montreal directly, but where you look at Montreal, this big around the map, you'll see the Indian. There's a beautiful Indian. The surface mountain formed this Indian with his feathers and everything. You can see his face, everything. It's just beautiful. They're talking about something else inside of Google Earth that was found. It's like a capsule or a circular object in the bottom of the ocean and off the coast of I don't know where. And of course, it makes me laugh because the title says, no, it's not alien. It doesn't make you laugh when they talk about it. You'll see in the news, no matter where over the years. Well, lights in the sky? No, they're not UFOs, but like that's what everyone wants everyone to believe. There's no UFOs in the sky. There's many different characteristics to the lights we're seeing, so you can't label them all. Maybe one's a frequency, one's an entity, one's unknown, maybe one's UFO secret project, where maybe one's really alien, right? Maybe it's a natural phenomena, a natural phenomena occurring. Those lights all around Earth. I tend to think that it's a positive thing. I've felt a connection, a spiritual, positive connection, but again, I could be wrong. Maybe it's a devil or a demon making me feel the opposite. That's what somebody told me. We'll never come to a conclusion, right? In reality, because there's just so many possibilities. And that's what makes it a beautiful subject to research. The unknown. You never know if you're right or not. You could only have funnier and even funnier theories, right? Some theories are incredible. Some theories for me have been life-changing. Some of you have mentioned things to me and I'm like, whoa, that's incredible. Because we can't know all the theories, right? But by talking about them every day, you guys have brought me some pretty amazing theories. I am Kai's in the house. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. Have more time to answer more of your comments in the next stream, which is, by the way, it's 3:00 now. In 5 hours, I'll get up, get my ass on. We'll have another stream. We'll talk about a whole bunch of other things and some questions of stats. But Q. I like that one, Julie. Thank you. Yeah, because the capital letters will make everything jam, but who cares? The Q is a good one. Even though I try to reach everyone, not always easy. John Black's in the house. Thanks, man. Thanks so much. Here, just listening in the background. Guys, thanks so much for the support. The amazing support to this channel. Each and every one of you. I love you all. You're my family online. Expect many more captures to come to this channel. I will be changing the way we view the sun during the year, hopefully this summer. I need some of your help too, finding out some places. I need some alpha, hydrogen alpha paper, guys. We're going to look at the chromosphere. We're going to look at the light on the sun that our eyes can't capture in space. What do you think that's going to show us? I'm going to be using that hydrogen alpha filter for many other things. And there'll be some more changes also coming on that side to encourage you all for some change here. Got sunburn on my face really quick recently. Patrick, yeah, that's what happened to me the other day, man. I was outside for 35 minutes with my hat on, and I got these bright red cheeks, and it was a sunburn, and it lasted 2 or 3 days. And the sun's dangerous. It's definitely dangerous, the sun out there. Pretty soon we'll be back to no computers or cell phones. I believe that, eh? The old resources, back to the good old days, probably, and keep it at a minimum, right? What the hell are they waiting for to put the lines underground? For Pete's sakes. We have remote control cars. You're going to say it's stupid, but I'm not going to stop myself from saying the stupid thing. If a remote can guide a bloody car, can't we do that with other things like lights and UFOs and stuff? Didn't it all just stop right there when the remote control came out? No. Like, I never understood that. We're changing channels on TVs now. So it's like, what else do you need? Anti-gravity? Make it float. Just fly it up with a bunch of propellers inside a round disc to hide things, to pretend, anyways. We live in a bullshit world. Akata, Romania, be well too, my friend. Thank you very much, you guys in Romania. We had people here in the Canadian rally some truckers from Romania that became pretty popular. People that were from Romania have family back there that were here supporting the war and standing up with the truckers. Some people from Romania. We thought it was pretty amazing to see someone, from another country that far away connecting with us. Japanese, awesome. Thank you for the question. If we promote it, we'll catch on and be easier for the host. Thank you so much, Julie, for caring. Thanks, you guys. And go in full sunshine without sunglasses makes my eyes water and burn. I've done some experiments with the sun, boy. I tell you, very odd. If you see me outside doing this, guys, I am freaking out with something that happens when you're focusing on something, right? I have a good way. I'm not going to explain it to you all right away, but I will bring it up, even though it's crazy. Something I do in the sky with my thumb in my eye, and the way I place it over my eye and close one eye, that I can tell how close or how far away an object is. I'm going to bring you guys up a technique that I've been doing, trying to help me align myself when I'm, anyways, I'll get into that another day. Thank you, Simon. Love you for it, man. Andrew Perry, thank you so much for being here. Hello to you. Thanks, you guys. I am going to get off now, but I'll be back on at 8 o'clock this evening. I got the sun this morning, so I'm going to be looking through the sun footage, looking through last night's infrared footage. Batteries are almost all charged up. Sun's already gone. Rain's coming, probably. We'll see. It's because the UV radiation levels are through the roof, some as high as 16, most around 7. Yes, anything above 3.0 causes cancer. Yes, it's not for nothing that they are possibly looking at blocking out the UV light. It's been proven they can do it with a chalk. They did the experiment. Another intriguing thing, imagine those sunspots are, in theory, science is talking about it right now, can be blocking out some of the UV rays and sunlight coming to Earth. Imagine if there was more. But I'm telling you, they did a lot of examining that sun and observing the sun more in the past few years because they have no idea what's about to happen. I think that's basically the problem. Don't forget, that's probably why we're seeing UFOs and lights around us, guys. The sun's very active. Maybe there's things that they are protecting on other planets. China wants to go to Venus. Jesus, Murphy. I wouldn't trust that guy walking out of his own country, and we have to let him go to Venus. History is only written and furthermore kept intact by the victors in conflicts. That's right. Never by what actually happened. Exactly. Which concludes, uns release the bats. Uns release the bats now. Anyway, sorry. Basically, Hitler, everything that was told, man, there's nothing real. Nothing is real. Nothing was truthful. Everything's a lie. Jim Carrey, we're like in that Jim Carrey movie, right? Where he comes up to those steps in the sailboat, the little stupid sailboat, with his knees dangling up out of the sailboat, and just smacks into some stairs. That's where we're at right now. We're approaching the stairs. We're just about to bump into the stairs. What the hell was that? Do you guys see that? Did you guys see that big flash of light? I'm going to sound like a friggin' nut. I'm not even going to mention it. Our info is wrong on purpose. That's all I'm going to say. Yep, definitely is. Nanu. Sometimes I feel like a nut. Martin, good evening, Bruce, from Europe. Elbow cough. Thank you very much, Martin. I appreciate that, man. Love you, brother. History is written by the winner. That's what I say. That's yeah, well said. And trust me, the winner must have lied. My son was an idiot when he was younger, was trying sun gazing. He was, yes, floaters now. Oh, yeah. Toasted his retinas. A lot of the kids were doing that, and they repeat themselves. And it's funny you talk about the floaters. have a lot of problems with floaters, a lot. I see them even in the dark when I'm in the middle of my room at night, and when you try to look at them, it goes off always into the distance. I talked to you all about a couple of months ago, many months ago, where I was seeing that flash of light, rainbow on the side of my face, little beautiful squares, circles, and triangles and stars all moving themselves, just like a friggin' acid trip, basically, from what I can think people would see when they talk about people that take acid after they see all these fringing colors. But there's a problem. I didn't take acid, so I shouldn't. That's not why I'm seeing the colors. The same eye that I've always had my allergy or supposed allergy with has been doing that. So yeah, I mean, I was literally like in a HUD, and I could see squares. I could see lights on one side, like a panel here. So what the hell am I in a UFO going to drive away? Scary sometimes with the lights, but long story short, it reminds me of the story you mentioned about the floaters and stuff. Interesting. Yeah, we need a reset for sure, to rewrite history, to put themselves back in power. You said it. And you know what? It would only make sense that they're going to sacrifice some of us. It's only a matter of time, right? All the crap that's going to go on for us, in 50 years, no one's going to remember anymore because most of us will be dead. Look at it the way you want, right? I'll be dead. If not, I'll be 97. If I make it to 97, boy, the trolls, you ain't done. My chips are nearly ready. Kate, Kai, mate, you good? You go and eat, my friends. And I'll be talking to you guys really, really soon. Obviously, I'll be staying in contact and staying close by. Simon, I know that you're doing something. You're going to be talking online. Simon and I are going to be hooking up and having an amazing conversation about talking to the skies and a whole bunch of other subjects. So you guys can check out Simon's channel. Also, I Am Kai is also going to be there, if I'm not mistaken. And if not, do check out his channel. My two rock carving friends. I'm going to need courses by you guys. I love you guys, though, and I appreciate you guys being here. John Black, thanks so much, bro, for being here. Nice weather in Pennsylvania. That's a nice change. Good. Same here so far. Actually, no, it's just changed, but it's a bit better than it usually was. John Black, thank you very much, bro, for the amazing support that you give this channel and the comments and everything, you guys. For being members too, I cannot thank you all enough. Cold here again, eh? Kai says it's cold. Sammy M, hello to you. You're only supposed to sun gaze the last 30 minutes of sunset and first 30 of sunrise. After that, danger for the retina. Hey, thanks so much for letting us know that. That's very interesting. And me, of course, when I'm doing it with the filters and on the sun, there's definitely no danger, but it's what I see as I'm looking up at the sun. Every time I go out to place the camera, start seeing the floaters and everything. And also, very true. And it's funny you say that, ZG. I film from that time 30 minutes after sunrise and often 30 minutes before sunset. And I've very rarely captured objects or seen objects around the sun when it was the morning and the night one. When it's up in the sky, boy, whoa, that's when stuff is flying around the sun at incredible speeds. Did you see the blast that they just showed from a star? 7 million miles per second or something like that. Big charge exploding out to the sun. Something's going on with the sun, guys. All the stars are going to react to the sun. All the stars in the solar system are going to react to the sun. If the sun is spitting out giant Earth-sized spit wads of plasma, could you imagine what the stars are like? Betelgeuse and everything. They were talking about it. Betelgeuse is light. Oh, how come it's dimming down? What happened? Apparently, it was something that went by in front of it, another planet or something. We hear about that, and then they quiet down and don't tell us about anything. So I guess I'm gonna get off, guys, and have a bite to eat. Thanks for the comments. Go back to the last video if you want to reply. I will definitely be answering all comments. I've been working hard to try to not miss any of your comments, and the comments are everything here, you guys. Comments are therapeutic. Thanks for the amazing encouragement. Thanks to all of you. I'll never be able to thank you guys enough. In other words, I'll never be able to make a video good enough to thank you all for having helped me take care of this channel. Because if it's not for the community, channels don't exist. A community has the power to make this channel. You guys have the power to make me grow or to make me go down. So make me grow. I'll talk to you all real soon, guys. I'll see you at 8 o'clock. Any subjects you want to bring up, anything you heard about that I've not mentioned before, feel free to bring it up at the streams. Talk to you all very soon. Love you all. Bye-bye for now.